Hello, Virgo. Hello, Virgo. Hello, Virgo. This is a general reading for the month of July. We just saw our moon love readings, the moon cycle readings, and I did promise I would be back with general July readings. So, how am I going to do these? I have here this beautiful deck called the Lenormand Mystical deck, and for those of you readers out there who know this, and who know the system of the Grand Tableau, this mini Grand Tableau, is the inner square of a larger 36 card Grand Tableau. And I have used this, and I use this every year in December for a preview of the following. It's like the forecast of the following year. So let's see what's in store for you, Leo, for the month of July on a more general plane. Let's take a look. I'll be showing you these cards before we start. Okay, so we have the dog, the sun, the tree, the stork, the mountain. Oh, there you go, the mountain. The clouds. The rider, one of my favorite cards. And the house. I guess you couldn't see what that is. The heart. The stork. The scythe. There it is, the scythe. And the ring. Here is the ring in the mouth of in the beak of that bird. Then we have a letter, the woman, the tower, which is different from the tarot tower. Then we have the serpent. Now, let's see. Now, Leo, I know that the month of July has 31 days, and it's not exactly 4 weeks, but I'm going to work with a 4-week pattern. And so each week would be give or take a couple of days on either end. So let's look at the first week of July. Now, the first week of July is a very interesting week for you because you're coming from a position of strength and warmth, even in terms of your health, your positive thinking, you're extending yourself, you're magnanimous, you're generous, and you have this ability to think with your heart, and everywhere you go is your home. You know, your health being in such good shape because you are happy. You really are happy. There are moments when you become challenged spiritually because of things that occur to you around matters of the heart. There's going to be communication in relation to that, getting communication from a person that you are dear to. Now, the second week here also does talk about your spirituality. And your spirituality, what is it? How can we define that, Leo, for you in this context? And in this context, I'm defining it as the way you extend love, the way you give love, what you think of love, and what does love do actually? Well, this is going to be thought about fairly in depth for you. And you're going to get, you spend a lot of time around the notion of home, what you consider to be your home, and messages from people who are relatives of yours, who could be young children who are away, could be children who are at summer camp, could be your parents who would like to contact you. But that seems to be a very positive highlight for the second week. And the second week also does have notions of clearing up the difficulties and clearing up the meanderings of your mind. And what I see here is the fact that your work and your activity, your livelihood, whatever you do as a hobby that acts as an important activity in your life, is paramount, becomes focused, front and center the second week. And a woman around you is going to be beneficial in relation to your work this second week of July. Now, the third week has you, Leo, thinking that, you know, I feel that my heart needs more time. My heart needs more, um, more concentration. I should really start thinking with my heart, and what it means for me to have a companion, what it means to be living with someone, spending my time with someone. What actually is that? Even if you're living with somebody or you're not living with someone, this is something that will be crossing your mind over and over again. Why? Because you want to revisit that. You want to revisit what exactly it means for you. You're calling into question and at the same time trying to extend gratitude for what you have, which is interesting. And so work will take a back burner, will take, less importance, have less importance for you the third week of July. And the third week of July also sees you concentrating on your health. You may be seeing specialists because it's just what you do. It's a checkup. This is something that is healthy for you to do. And then what is interesting is that some of you Leos will be suggested by medical professionals to take of 3 or 4 days for extended checkups in a hospital setting. This is not something that you're going to ascribe to. This is not something that you're going to like. And why is that? Well, the answer lies in the fourth week, because you yourself, around your entourage, the people in your circles there's someone there in the medical profession, and a female in particular, and you're going to communicate with her and run that by her. And she's going to tell you, look, I'd be damned if I do, I'll be damned if I don't say to you, don't go, But ultimately, it has to be your call, because 2 or 3 days with an extended checkup is always beneficial if you have the time and if you have the funds to cover that. Not only the notion of you wanting to spend more time with an extended family and a very close family because of bonds that you have, very close bonds that you have, may not be possible this month of July. And there is someone that doesn't have your best interests in mind in that fourth week of July, the tail end of the month. And they may be putting, in Italian we say, a little bug in your ear that makes you think over and over of things. They put the seed there. They plant the seed of wonder or doubt. And this is not what you need at that point. So if someone, could be male or female, starts to do that, you really have to remember that heart and listen in order for you to make the proper decisions. Now I'm going to each individual house. I call them houses, the positions here, where they develop readings for different areas of your life. For example, the first house here has to do with endings and beginnings. You're fine with that. You have an idea that, yes, things come and go. We as humans are meant to live in a flux and flow and in continual change, and I embrace that, Leo. This is basically what you think. And also the surprises. You're always ready for a surprise, and they are positive. Let me say that again. These are positive surprises this month. Very warm and very welcomed, to welcome with open arms. Now, the ending. An ending has to do with the notion that, yes, I'm infallible, Leo. I am infallible, you say to yourself. It has to do with your health. And you're thinking, okay, so maybe those days are over. Maybe those days days when I always joke myself saying, oh God, there were days when I could eat rocks because I was a marathon runner, and I'd never even worried about what I put in my mouth. And so you're thinking along those terms and saying, well, those days are over because now I don't run as much. I'm not doing this as much. I'm not doing that as much. And I'm just changed. I'm a different person. I don't want to even think along those perspectives. I don't have that perspective. So that is something that's going to be left in the past. Now, communication, oral communication, Leo, has to do with matters of home, of the immediate family, of the extended family. Now, your work and livelihood. There is a challenge for you the month. There is a challenge there because it's not always going to be seamless. And your sense along these lines, your sense of security is going not to be undermined, but sort of you're going to feel, gee, I don't know how safe I am anymore, how secure I am. So it'll be a little bit of a challenge, both those ideas. Guidance. Now, guidance does come to you, and very quickly, Leo. You are able to, especially this month, so you want to capitalize on it. A month where you can speak to your guides openly, where you get the messages, you download the messages, and they actually guide you. You have to listen with your heart. Remember that? That is the key, to be listening with your heart. Now, the area of the home and things matters with the home is very highlighted, as you know, because I've mentioned the home and house and extended members of the family and the immediate family often so far in these few minutes that I have been reading for you. So that is highlighted, and it is in a positive light. I mean, it is a warm area for you to deal with. Now, the public life around you, public life here too, is an area that's highlighted by matters of the heart. Not your romantic life or emotional life, but the way you deal with people in the public has to do with you facing them with your heart and not your mind and not your speech. It's with your heart. You are being led, and you really do need to listen with your heart. And it's in the public life where you will shine in that. The obstacles here. The obstacles come in the form of your livelihood and your work, your activity, because that's where the challenges arise for you during the month. And decisions. The decisions that need to be made you're going to face them as if you don't even want to make those decisions. You sort of have an allergy against them. You get a rash every time you're put up against a decision to make. And it looks like to me that you will be making very quick decisions based, and the cards are telling you, look, Leo, listen with your heart and make those decisions with your heart. It's the only way to get them done quickly. Now, actual nuisances, what we would hear sometimes people say, the small stuff, things like, getting a flat tire, things that just, you could have done without. Well, they have to do with a bond. And this could be a bond with a partner, karmic bond with someone that you don't have in your life right now, but who you know and you do communicate with from afar or on different time dimensions. Or a business partner, or something to do with a partner in crime, in the sense that you have a plan and someone else is helping you develop it. Now, something hidden from you. Something that is hidden from you will be emerging through written language, through the written means. So, emails, messages, chats, SMS, text messages, and things like that. And matters of written communication that's in line with that have to do with a female who can act as a consultant for you. That's one reading. Or a female who is involved with the communication and who tends to hide things and will be having certain truths emerge. Okay, so there's a double reading there, either or. Then a male influence. Now, a male influence in your life here has to do with institutions, could be hospitals, could be schools, universities, the government. Okay, so a male figure or male figures will be interacting with you in relation to those institutions. And a female influence, there is a female influence apart from the one who has to do with written communication. There is a female in your midst that doesn't have your best interests in mind. I did say that before. I'm going to say it again. So do watch your back in that. Now, I'm going to take the runes to see what the casting, to crown the reading, what they can add. And also, you're going to have to listen to this several times and at the end of the month to see and review what has happened and how to interpret certain things that occur to you that you haven't been able to see links to while you were listening to this reading. Let's go to see what is in store for us with the runes here. Okay, turn them over, turn them over, turn them over. All right, so they are all, well, let me get the two that are not bright stave. This is Merc stave. This is Lagos Lagus. Lagos and Lagos, this is intuitive knowledge and it's female energy. And you're not going to be that in tune with this month. That's why I said be watching your back with that woman, that female person around you. You're not going to see the negative communication coming or the negative, plans against you coming. Then I have need here, which is all about patience. There is a delay. There are constraints here that delay certain plans that you are trying to enact. Now, another rune that's Merkstave is this Bjork Berkana. Usually it's turned around, and that's all about fertility, birth. And this, if you're looking to get pregnant, this might not be Leo the month for that. But it also talks about giving forth a plan to propose something and the novelty of a new project. And that is the area of the delay that we mentioned before. Then another Merkstave is Awats. Awats is shifts and movements. This is a journeying room. If you're planning to move home, this might not be, and it will not be the time exactly for that. But Awats also talks about, it does talk to changing your home. But it also tells you that it's not in this position. It's not the right time for that now. Rido, and Rido here is in a bright stave position. It's the wagon. It is movement. And so you have these conflicting runes. This is Merkstave is also, these two are journeying runes. And Awats had more to do with changing houses, dwellings. This actually does have to do with moving, traveling or movement. And it's a good time in any case. Two, if you can get away, even for a short trip, to do that. But it's a good time for negotiating, which is usually something you could use for your business or your activity. Aljits. Aljits here is a fortunate new influence in your life. And that's going to come in through the female that will be communicating to you in writing, not the one that you have to watch your back from. And this is friendship. This is all about friendship. And so this is the positive friendship attitude that will be expressed with that written communication I mentioned through the woman. Perdro, very interesting. Perdro here is a rune that talks of hidden secrets, and those will be emerging. You'll be getting truths and surprises. We did talk about wonderful surprises emerging. This is a confirmation of that. Yera, a harvest, you get rewards for your efforts, and this does talk to you about Leo legalities or how can I say, justice or something. If you're waiting for a ruling, that will be coming in this month. And Tyr, finally, Tyr, beautiful is it is a victory in competition. you're very highly motivated. This is an increase in power. And this is the month that is available to you. I do hope this was of help to you, Leo. Do have a wonderful month. And right below anything about yourself, your stories, it's always wonderful to read other people's stories. It's a great, especially in this time frame. Storytelling makes the world go round. Bye bye, ladies and gentlemen. We'll talk soon again, Leo.